heat up my coffee. Just very, very briefly, maybe turn that radio down a little bit. Oh, right. So, I hate when it does that. It looks like it wanted me to take two. It's like, okay, let me turn that. Well, no, just a minute. Let me put this there first. Good enough. I know what that means. Boom. So, yeah, I'll put this here. Okay. Couch. Talk. And hey. Ooh. Wasn't plugged in for very long. It was short. This morning I was surprised because it was unplugged all night in some of the other evening. So you please be here, okay? Don't leave the cord, don't do anything, just be here. A lot longer than I thought, but longer than it needs even. You need to be in that. I know I keep tossing it at you, but I don't think I have to. What was the other thing I was in the comments there? Um, okay, he's actually being pretty good though, but I haven't started talking like it's a podcast yet. Live stream. And I kind of do want to wait till there's viewers. Oh, sorry, no, it's just a cord. We're not done yet. Yeah, this. Okay, not bad. Because it's actually that one link of my stand thing is a bit wonky. But I got it positioned alright, so it's okay. Um, so let's see here. And I just sat down. The dog looks like he wants to distract us. Be cute but distracting. And yeah. Um, I tried to give him a chew stick. He didn't want it. And it's like, I might have to put him upstairs. And wow, there's a lot of steam coming off of this coffee. I did overheat it, but it didn't, and it was half or a little less than half in the cup, so it didn't get the microwave um, coffee spilled, and doesn't look like it overcooked, even though it did get very hot. Okay, so anyway, now that you all know that, yeah, I gave myself. I know you're sitting there nice, but I know you're going to get noisy and distracted. I just sat down. Can't you respect for all my efforts? You know what? I hate to do it. I really do, because but you didn't want this. What if I hand it to you? Will you take it? I'll put it in your mouth. You drop it? Okay, then you're going to have to go upstairs, because I know you're going to be noisy. I don't know what it is about you. I think in another life you were probably a content creator as well. But you don't have my appointment, so I'll put stuff in your Yes, our dog has a lot of character and personality. It would also be kind of cool to walk in, but I wouldn't have to leave for another hour, and I think I am going to do it virtually, so. Okay. Alrighty. I can speak about how hot this is, so do I want to do the stupid thing and try and drink it yet? I think I want to hold it at least. I just want to hold it. Anyway, I don't know what that was supposed to mean or sound like, to be honest. Don't have anything in particular in my head with that. So. And you shouldn't either. Just saying. Just making that suggestion. So, oh. Yeah, I think even though it's been a bit of a slow start already, I think I've noticed once, maybe twice, somebody very briefly there. But it's morning. I just want to, do this leisurely and allow for people to tune in before I really get into the topic. So, you're welcome to skip ahead, with curiosity and trepidation. Just kidding. And see if you might enjoy it. What is this? Waiting for permission. Okay, sorry. So, luckily it didn't go to the. I would have just went back, but it tried to do a search with the microphone, but I don't need it to. I forgot that was a feature, actually. So, yeah, this morning I felt extra slow. I slept a bit more than usual, so I guess I was coming out of more of a sleep state than even usual. I mean, often I lay in bed for about 30-ish minutes first, but um, whew, sorry. Um, there was somebody there for a few seconds. That's kind of why I started talking, but also because I just don't really want to wait. But I do have the radio lightly on. I didn't monetize this video, so. And I'm looking at some options as far as that goes anyway, so. Because it is an option. Once you have I guess it's once you get whatever you need to have monetization, it's an option you can choose. So I'm looking into it. But so I do have that to kind of keep me company and hopefully slightly awake until somebody gets here. And I got about an hour before my appointment, and then it's probably not going to be very long. And so we got one and two at the moment, and it'll probably be about 10 minutes. So, and then I might just continue rolling and go from there. So, yeah, so this morning, and then okay, I just get into it. Like, seriously, people, I will keep stating it because I know I'm not the only content creator that goes through it, and it doesn't seem right, and I don't really know, how to explain it really, but like, like people that come just for like a few seconds. Oh, it's all. That's good. But it's like I cannot believe how quick the attention span or the judgment can, sometimes. But anyway, so I watched other videos myself, for not live streams. Just, well, no, they weren't live streams this morning, but for almost an hour. And then I guess I'm just really meant to be a content creator because it's kind of like, no, I think I'm ready to do one now. See what that looks like and see who tunes in and all that. So, yes, I have it typed, but I don't know unless I know the people who are tuning in. Like, if I've chatted with them before and they've, which means they've written in the chat, then I know that they have like literacy abilities. I don't want to, say that anybody listening doesn't, but some people have different strengths with that. We all know that, I think, right? And it is what it is, and it can be strengthened perhaps in some cases, and otherwise it just, it's just they're more audio based. So, but I do hope that we'll have some chats on some conversation on these topics. So one of them is simply what's on your mind today. It's often what I do because when I'm doing these, you know, and but let's see how we might relate. Maybe we have some similar things we're thinking about in life. I mean, humans are very alike, but also very different from each other, right? So, um, plans for 2026 streams, other than the ones I've done. Um, the only, aside from maybe getting a little bit more creative and doing some general collabing, which I'm not really entirely sure what it's going to be yet, but we could talk about that. And I have somebody in mind I kind of want to approach about it as well. Um, I was thinking I might start to show, like, not like, I don't know any other way to put it other than like your average streamer, as in not like just somebody sitting and talking like me, as opposed to somebody that's kind of got like different different ways of putting their videos together, like and gets fancy, and they probably aren't live streams, although I've seen some and it's like I don't know how they're doing that. I don't know how they're doing that, but most of the time it's ones that are uploaded afterwards, right? But basically, but like if we're good, if you'd like to do that with anything that you see me post, let's talk about it. Ask for permission. We can work on it together as well, perhaps. And yeah, other than that, I'm fine. Just as organic as it comes out. Thanks for the like. Mhm. So basically, um, but what? Yeah. So I want to maybe start like I watched one today and it was pretty short, and I somehow missed some things the first time that I don't know how I did. But it was kind of like, there could be some good stuff in that maybe I could do this with. But then I decided, not sure. So I'm going to keep looking. I wish I had something prepared for this morning. But as slow as I was, because that's what time it is here. As slow as I was, kind of extra slow, I was feeling. Um, like I say, it got to where I said, I just want a live stream. I just want a live stream, So here I am. Um, and we got one of the two of you still here, and I appreciate it. You're meant to be here. Hopefully, you will decide to join the chat. I haven't been rolling that long, so there's not a lot there at the moment yet. But, and whether there would or wouldn't be if you didn't, put some chat stuff in there, then, I mean, I don't know. But, but, um, that's interesting. I might look into that song later. There's a song called The 6th of January, aka today in most places. Um, yeah, so basically, I found out about a free workshop that was actually being offered online. I just need to push this stupid cushion back a bit. Unfortunately, the Zoom thing says it needs to update, and then it doesn't really let update. So I don't know. And it's also, I think, tomorrow, or was it posted yesterday? It's today. I can't remember. No, it's Wednesday, which is not today. So, so that's annoying. But that's actually something that just comes to mind at the moment. Is that anything that, let's phrase it this way, because this is kind of what I'm thinking at the moment. Anything that you want to get to or get to do in your life, and you're not really sure um, how to, or you're pretty sure that it's not easily accessible. It's a reminder for us all, I would say, to say, well, why don't we look it up online? I can't. It's so accessible and ready there. If it's not doing any harm, why not? Like the topic I'm kind of thinking of. One of the topics is, and I talk about so many different things. No, and I'm not joking either. Is grant proposals. And I was like, huh, that could be a helpful workshop. Whether I'd ever be able to write one or not, or get one, who knows? Uh, but if I can't even make it to that workshop, why don't I just look it up and see what's involved? Because I don't really have a lot of knowledge in the area. Um, or if you're like, I'd love to do this, but I can't afford it. I can't get to where I need to do it. Or there's a small part of you that maybe doesn't want to do it, like, I don't know, for instance, skydiving or whatever. Maybe just watch a video, as much as you're comfortable watching of somebody doing it and experience it that way. Like, I'm not really super able to travel, um, you know, somewhat, but mostly not, and I haven't really that much recently. But something you can do kind of online too. And thankfully, we do have a lot of great summer festivals and that too. But now I have a question. Okay, that's not today's, but I do want to get that hard, tight, weak kind of hands. So let's say 5 words. I don't need to play the video up to do it. I probably wouldn't. It probably wouldn't come across well enough. So yeah, that's something I want to try doing more. And if there's anything that comes to mind that you'd like me to cover in that area, let me know and I could try. Um, but yeah, other than that, I don't know if the only reason I included health was because of this upcoming appointment. Stuff feels quite hot. Um, um, but one of the things I sort of want to talk about is holistic versus medication. Um, she's kind of been ignoring me. But that's right, she has been in the last time she was, I think she was chattier. But anyway, that is true. So maybe, there's just a lot of, even though the holidays have passed. It's mostly close because I just kind of made this and I'm not sure if I can get it back on. Um, but she would be somebody that would really make sense to invite into this. Not that others wouldn't, but being that she does that kind of work. Just waiting for that to send through, and it's taking a long time to send 3 words. And I'm not really sure why. Oh, there we go. Is it like pause and consider first? Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. Maybe, but I don't think so. 3 people that sometimes are on this channel um, are online right now, though, so that's kind of cool. Get rid of that. Start listening. I'm not really sure why that didn't send through. Okay, it wants to crash. I see. I thought there was something just under that, or maybe it was just this. Well, it sounds like it was health and what was it? You know, lots of places, in case you heard that, lots of places have stations from other places that they, I guess, are on the network of. I don't know how to word it, but I know that it's the case. Like, again, even though I haven't been in a lot of places, I know I've been some places and I'm hearing a radio station from somewhere else. So, if you heard that, it might not be saying anything, and we sure aren't, as far as we're located. but New Edmonton. Um, because it feels like it's a little bit louder than other days, but maybe it's not. Okay, apparently it doesn't want to send to her, but those two it did send to. They were the ones I felt less mixed about anyway. hmm. So, yes, the one thing I also kind of want to talk about, amongst all the other things, is where did you go? Well, she's the founder. I was actually hoping to have it not just a solely country channel, but it seems like I changed it from one that's playing country. Not that I hate country music, and there is one or two that are mixed, but I don't think this is it. And I put it on this one a little earlier, not fully paying attention. So yeah, I'm trying to just simply bring up a page that I had earlier and that kind of closed, but it keeps distracting me along the way. And that's something that you're not real good at. So, part of me almost kind of says within that, then I get people doing it. I don't know what I think about that. So I understand. Yeah, it was just weird. I searched this one group, and then it showed. I don't know, remember what it was in between, but just alternated the two, like for all the results. It looks like. Um, but yeah, basically, um, well, I never thought that would have so many entrance requirement investments. Not that I'm fully in that community anyway, but not that I'm not kind of. Anyway, um, I already saw that. I don't know why it was showing just new. Okay. Um, it would be nice though, because it's kind of the topic next in line, and I haven't talked about it much. And I'm so confused. No, I sent that. Did I send you a voice message? Not this morning. I didn't. I don't know why it's saying I did a couple minutes ago. Other than that, it's being wonky. That's okay. Anyway, so I don't know if you have interest in talking about health and health remedies. I could talk about that for sure. I think my coffee, which I said was so hot just a few moments ago, cool off pretty quickly. No, well, I've had quite a bit, so. Um, I don't want to tire myself out for this phone meeting, but like I say, this is a very short one. Doctor's appointments usually are. So, I'm surprised the keyboard was right. Yeah. Hmm. Is this? Honestly, I think I'll just do it in this tab. That's why I pin my comment to the top because it's kind of the main ideas for this video. But I've got to laugh at it. Not laugh and appreciate. Okay, and both of you left. Speaking about non-appreciative, although I was speaking about the opposite, but tomato, tomato. What I kind of want to do is, okay, so what I'm going to do is put this there, whoops, this there. I do have a funny comment to say about music, though. I wish that word sounded as pleasant as the music often does. Let's got to make this just a smidgen shorter. This blurb. All I had to do was take out a couple spaces in the title when I made it to get most of it in there. But I guess and you can use like the and symbol. Just little strategies like that. It's amazing how often we sometimes say and. And have you noticed that before? And do you agree? And what do you think of that? And some people really hate, I guess, what they call those the filler words. But I think, and this is coming from someone who sometimes can be a little sensitive, I think those people are, no offense, a little bit sensitive. And I truly mean, no offense, like I'm not trying to be rude, but um, I think they are a little sensitive. I can't seem to make, okay, there we go. I think usually practically says the same thing as not always. This doesn't look any longer than a lot of comments that I've either put or received before, so I'm not really, okay. Not really sure why it's being particular, but this has now began. But yeah, I feel like I do kind of want to say it. Now, I think you may already be gone too much, but I think she might already have skedaddled. But I do have to laugh at that comment. I'm not too sure if laugh and appreciate, like I say. I'm not too sure if the person tuning in has ever been here before and already is thinking definitely want to chat with this person. They're very cool and lovely. Obviously not. They left. They were just saying that above post it seemed, but I guess you're on your holiday. And yes, that was a real bummer. Okay, that finally sent through. Okay. But I'll read it because, we're not super far in. If anybody skipped ahead a little bit, they might find themselves in this placement. And but I'd still rather do it when I'm sure that somebody's here. So I hope I don't have to wait very long. And then, I don't want to waste your time because it may be someone who's been here before, loves chatting, is working on a comment, and that takes a few minutes. But it may be somebody who isn't, and it's kind of like, want to kind of, oh, hello, Dog's Life, how are you? Okay, that was a quick answer to who's just tuned in. I haven't been rolling super long, but glad to have you back here. I wanted to ask you, actually, I was thinking about this question the other day. Remember to like, I appreciate it, and you being here. Um, why do you spell, like, your channel is largely about dogs, and actually, while I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna, even though I have a gazillion things open, and things I want to watch, I'm going to open your channel, and actually, while our dog is upstairs, we kept upstairs so he's not distracting me too much at the moment. Um, would be a good time to do it. Actually, have you posted anything super recently? Or anyway, I'm curious what. And that is a song here, dog, isn't it? I can't remember who it's by. Anyway, I'm curious why you type "dog's life." I guess you have it kind of in both spellings with that spelling, because when I hear that, I think it's like how dudes talk to each other, or male identifying people talk to each other. Which, but that might not solely be like they might be not about it. Anyway, yeah, you're a bit rushed, are you? Oh yeah, a lot of these look new. I don't know if you know how to edit things like eye color, but your currently fifth video, and the one after it, might want to see if we can get someone to help with that. And that is a big rabbit, because dogs should never have eyes that look like that. And I know they probably don't actually. Remember to hit the like button for me, okay? People will watch for these things, and they'll be like, "How many likes has it got?" That tells me whether I should watch it or not. I don't have to tell you. You definitely seem like the type of person that. But I will anyway. I'm just kidding. Like the type of person that decides for yourself. But that's one way I'm not. As far as like watching videos goes, number of views is just how many people clicked in, really. And sometimes the number isn't even accurate. But other than that, it's kind of like, I don't care how many other people like it. Do I like it? I don't care I mean, I sometimes converse with with the comments there, but okay, I'm gonna have to check this because I feel like you're probably saying something else. Oh, you're not. Oh wait, maybe you are. Just a moment. Let me load all chat. I want it to stand out, a standout spelling. Okay, well you got it. Yeah, sometimes it's good to stand out, right? But yeah, that's very ironic that because I think I know you through Becca, if I recall, and the rabbit thing, and you're like, does she have a rabbit? Not that I know of. No, but she reminds me of somebody, and there's mixed feelings about her. Honestly, a couple people, but she's pretty lovely. Sounds like she's going through a lot of stuff, and her replies to a couple of my comments haven't been super thorough. But that's something else I wanted to look up actually. But no, she just reminds me because I knew someone in a wheelchair, and then also somebody else tunes in, also in her look. But I want to look up people who find most success later in life. I want to look at because she was alluding to somebody and she hasn't really expanded on it, and I'm curious. I know a lot of us could relate to that. So I don't know what time of day it is there, and the other person's welcome to join in as well. Um, you're new to all this. Yeah, I am and am not. This channel is owned by two of us in the house, and the other person isn't. But you know, there's always kind of new things to learn. But honestly, also the basics are fine too most of the time too, and we do what we can manage to do and what we're interested in doing, and that's all that's necessary. Okay, I appreciate it. I thought those 2 likes were already there for reasons, but I appreciate it. Anyway, but yeah, so yeah, I kind of wanted to talk about holistic health and wellness. If I look back at this top comment here, and oh, for the other person that's here, and just for my own whatever, I'm going to read this other comment that was put here. It says, "Can't stay long, but always great to see you, peeps, when he's on the phone." It's just because I think I did mention this a little earlier. Um, I don't know. Actually, you know what? No, oh, she's already seen that. Kind of like the attitude that person giving me at the moment. Sorry. Um, oh, you do? Okay. Well, I don't know. I mean, the cell phone should be accurate. This might have to be reloaded, but the cell phone, other than falling, should be accurate. And then the coffee cup almost fell. Good thing that. Oh, come on. Um, but even that isn't displaying. But anyway, it's okay. It's okay. Some will see it. I'm not too sure why. Usually it's accurate. This probably just has to be reloaded. But anyway. Um, so I'd mentioned that I have a doctor's appointment coming up. And, okay, now which one of you is here? Is it still Jody or is it the dogs, I should say? Maybe I shouldn't say the name, but. Or is it the other person? So I'd rather read this if it's the other person. Or maybe you're both still here. I mean, that could be too. Sometimes that happens. But we're 44 minutes in, so I don't know how. Okay, you are. Okay, cool. I'll finish reading that comment later. So, that I'm trying to look through here. Actually, I see it just in view, and I don't know if it's bouncing with new comments, but if it does, I'll put it back in place. Yeah, so holistic health, basically, you know, well, it actually is kind of some sun coming in the room. So, sorry, it's early and my head's a bit slow, but yeah, with the doctor's thing, I really don't think that it is sepsis. Um, Vitamins and lifestyle is the best treatment for the neuropathy and the prediabetes, probably. Um, and that's as complicated as, or that's all that the doctor's appointment needs to be, I think. I don't know. I could be wrong, but anyway, really, I'm just asking for a prescription to vitamins and asking his thoughts about multivitamins. Now, those do feel very much like meds still, and I know that a lot of that stuff you can get through food. However, I've learned something recently. Some people do not get everything that they need from food, including the food that they should get those things from. It's a real science and all this, right? So, and then there's also the pickiness aspect too. So it's kind of like, just yeah. So I think it is, and I noticed specifically those ones that I got from my step. Actually, I don't know. Maybe you know what I almost want to do. I'm just gonna very quickly call and ask somebody a question. They're probably working, but they're working from home. It's someone who I'm mostly comfortable just emailing, but we do sometimes phone call each other. And you're welcome to stay. I don't mind. I won't be long on the call. But, oh, hi. Morning. That was a quick answer of the phone. Oh, yeah. I don't know. Is Brian home at the moment, or? Okay. You know those little, they were kind of yellow-colored vitamins that you gave me recently? They may have been a gel sort something. Well, they were very tiny. You gave them to me at Christmas. Okay. Do you know what brand they were, though? Because they seem to really do well for me, and so I might want to try and get that specific, even though they're too. Okay. Um, yeah, I guess just email me. I have a doctor's appointment, virtual doctor's appointment at about 10:40. So if you can get it to me before then you can bring that up maybe. Yeah. Well, no, I just like I say, those ones seem to be helping my symptoms. So okay, she's just gonna go ask him at the moment. So, but yeah, so basically, I thought you were just emailing me, but but you can let's see here. If you have any song requests, Jody, I'd love for you to maybe make some of those. You're the only one here at the moment, and I could maybe. She's having to go ask. Almost finished to the second person that just doing it. Almost there. The only thing is if he doesn't know off that.
Okay, and it's from the brand is Prairie Natural.
Okay. I've never heard of that brand before, but okay. I thought it was a multi. Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you. Have a good day. Talk to you later. Okay. So yeah. Thank you. So that was interesting. I've never heard of that brand name. You may have heard her say it. Vitamin D3. Did you hear? Did you? I think I took it off speakerphone. 2,500 IU international units. I didn't know that vitamins were described that way. As far as medication, though, I will say this: my feeling is that for mental health, I'm not telling anybody to go off the medication, but for mental health, there's so many other things that you can do to improve it. For other health symptoms, often there is as well. If you're, involved in this and that, but sometimes that's when you might more likely need medicine. And so I have to get moving to work. Okay, well, think of some songs you might like to be. I think we maybe talked about that once, but there wasn't a whole lot of ideas. So think of some songs you might like to hear me do sometime, and I'll probably roll again later today. I'm not too sure. But yeah, I mean, I don't want to say names, but let's just say our mutual. I saw her dump out like a huge popcorn bowl of medication onto her bed, and I thought, oh my gosh, that doesn't seem great, you know. But anyway, um, but yeah, so and would like to talk more about those other things as well. I guess you are self-employed though. That is the perk, right? For the most part. I mean, even though you work for others, you're pretty self-employed. I don't know if you noticed that last time you were in here, there was actually somebody. Can't even make signals motor. That oh now it's going to reload that. That is it's legal in Canada and it's not necessarily a bad thing, but is a cannabis coach, um, holistic coach in general, but largely dealing in the cannabis field. So, but I mean, there are so many different. There was one I almost wanted to try recently. I got some from a community garden. It sat in a bag a little too long. So whether it was helpful or not, I don't know. Yeah, I pretty much realized that. But anyway, so uh, hey, they were completely gender conforming. No, it's okay. But yeah, so and that's something I'd love to talk more about at some point as well. I know we talked a little bit about it, but because I'm kind of am too, but it's been a very gradual, slow thing. And okay, now the third light just showed up. I'm not sure if that was the one you were referring to or from the other person, but yes, it's something I would like to accelerate this year. I've been wanting to accelerate it for the past few years, and some things, and it for some reason it just hasn't. Oh, hello, Justin. Good to have you here. Okay, so I think you probably did like, and if you didn't, you should. Well, I'm reminded. Yeah, I appreciate it. I learned an interesting. Yeah, nice to have you both here. And that was perfect. One left just as the other one came. One is about to leave just as the other great ones came. I learned something. I don't know how likely Ninji, however that she says her name, Nangi, I think, is to see this because, yeah, she was using another account. And then if she's not on it very often, then she's not going to be notified when it's live, when I'm live. But I learned an interesting thing about a place in Canada that I'm not super far from that apparently you could fit all of the UK 3 times in a place called Manitoba, which I've been to and I'm fairly familiar with. And it's not small, but it's not a huge place. But I did think the UK was bigger. And we've confirmed this, by the way. So, yeah, she's got to do some work tasks. But, so I believe Jody has already left her. She's like, well, I got to do some stuff with the dogs, but they're just relaxing. I'm enjoying myself and relaxing. So, yeah, I'm still here. Possibly. Maybe. It's all to the dogs. Just kidding. It's just I kind of said that phrase that made me think of it. Well, yeah. Anyway, okay. It looks like maybe she did head out. Only 10-hour drive to go from north to south coast. Yeah, compass talk confuses me, to be honest, because so many places have all the directions, and it's just too vague. It's just too vague, really, for me. At first, I thought you were saying it's only 10 hours to get to parts of Canada, and then I was going to say, well, that's not short, but I mean, that's 3 days of pretty steady driving. England, tiny. You Tarzan, me Jane, sorry. You left out the is, but I'll forgive you. Or maybe more so me, Jane. You just, I don't know. Just go. Either way, whichever one you are, I know which one you really are. Those 3 likes were already there, I think. So, like I say, some people, they go by that. And part of me thinks I shouldn't cater to them because they should go by what their heart and mind tells them. But then, I guess this is, okay, cool. Um, yeah, that thing you made, by the way, is essentially a pancake. Very bubbly. I guess it was just one big one. Um, and where was the jam? Because I did watch it last night. Butter is good. Where was the jam or the peanut butter? I'm not even huge about things like jam, but on something that's very dry-ish, they're like, oh, my crumpets are very moist. And I'm like, what are you saying? I'm saying my crumpets are very moist. What do you think? I'm saying, no, just kidding. Sorry, I'm being goofy. Don't mind me. A yeast pancake. I thought you were saying for a moment that I was a pancake. I'm like, how did you know? Which reminds me, well, closer to 11, I'm probably going to have that. I think last slice of pizza, G was actually ahead of me, and usually it's the other way around. And I wasn't eating any slower. I think he just had more the first time or something. Anyway, it's got some bacon on it, so I'll probably put a little bit of maple on there, and yeah. Or the beginning, like after it's made, not like on the last bite. Oh, wait. I love. Oh yeah, you have a bread maker. Oh, that's cool. Thanks for being good with my quirky sense of humor, by the way. Um, yeah. So, one thing that like doesn't shut up, but it's okay. One thing that I want to do, yes, and I did watch back that video the other day with the other person in the house, partly to ask if we had the kind of glue you were mentioning, but somehow I seemed to miss that part. Um, and the two of you were kind of making suggestions. Um, but I would have to remember whatever I put it on, that I do leave a little bit of the legs, and G said it looked like something the other day. Anyway, a little bit of the legs hanging over, because then the charger. Otherwise, I'm going to have the same issue as if I just put it on top of something, you know, in a way where I couldn't charge it, right? I have to run upstairs very quickly to pee. I kind of want to talk about some stuff on this device a little bit. Um, I'm confused. You know, part of me wonders, and maybe I should have taken one of these, but I've been waiting to find out if Mighty Vitamins, multivitamins, it says Spectrum, that's very me. It also specifically specifies men on here. That's only kind of me. But, well, but, I didn't know vitamins were that way. But of course, coming from my step, the most manliest man you could find, no, just kidding. But they look a little funny. And this is like a full bottle. Possibly even, oh yeah, they probably bought it for me. If I could ever get into it. They look funny. They look funny. Oh, see, I'm used to this being here. I don't think there's that much in the corner. But yes, I got a new charger the other day. I laid it down somewhere. I think out here. He put it on top of the computer last night. And I've not seen it since. I got to organize this couch. Droogs? You know, I saw somebody who was looking to be in a band, an older retired guy. He said, no drugs, no smoking, no drinking, no drugs, type like that. And I thought, what do you think smoking is? But then I think he was kind of trying to say with that one, unlike one of the other ones I've seen that I don't remember the details, I think he was saying a little maybe, okay, but nothing hard. But yeah, looks a little bit like I don't know what it looks like, but yeah, you like those and stuff, just saying. But I'm really glad to have you here, and I'm glad that we're chatting. And I didn't have to wait, well, about almost an hour, but I had a slow start. Then there was somebody else here chatting for a little while. You know, sometimes it's quieter than other times, that's for sure. So yeah, it sounds like we have the same kind of opinions about meds. And again, got to be careful. I don't want to say completely no to them, but for myself, sort of. Looks like a travel suite. Travel suite? Hard boiled? That makes me sound like an egg. I was gonna say like a mini ostrich egg or something. um, so this will be a good opportunity. Well, I kind of want to wait. There's a few more than one person other than yourself here, but let me just see here. Yeah, like you've caught up to all my comments. I don't see any others. No, I'm looking at the rest of this here. Um, always the hope to maybe do some music. I do have the radio on lately. Yeah, there's a bit of that going on in this house too. And I was just talking about a cannabis coach that I know of. Well, like I say, I'm a bit of a picky eater. I've had some symptoms popping up, and the ones I did take seemed to help. And I think it's probably wise that I do, because it's probably the easiest way for me right now. They're similar to meds, but they're not quite. That's what I'm trying to tell myself. Well, that's what I initially told myself, and then I was like, yeah, but they really are quite similar. But tell yourself they're not, because, I don't exactly know what goes into making them, and some people might say they're synthetic or whatever, but yeah. Now, the doctor is usually a bit late, too, and he's just going to call. Today it looks kind of gray, but not bad out. Kind of bluish gray sky. I think there's a possibility of some snow and drizzle. Yeah, so. Really, you never take. So, doing that first thing helps with any pains or whatever. There's also muscle rubs and like massage therapy and meditation and fitness. I mean, there are. But getting those into your lifestyle sometimes isn't as easy as maybe it should be, and it's sometimes just easier to pop something, and maybe that was the wrong wording or terminology, but there's a part that I put in the one part of the thingamajig, which I sort of want to put. Okay, so basically, and you thought of some the other day. I'm going to say this one part because then I can maybe get rid of it. But it's an hour and something in, and so I want as many people as possible to hear it. Maybe I should just open a new tab. And then I want to put this in the description. You do? I bet we might relate. I just bet. Midler. I did. Just bet Midler. Don't mind me. So I'm just yeah. So I'll just say this now because I will. There's two of you here, and I honestly do want you both to know that I do have a phone call from the doctor coming up soon. In about maybe 20 minutes. And it probably won't be very long, and he might be a bit late as well. Welcome to stay, and you can let anybody that tunes in know, I may or may not stay on camera, but that's really all I'm asking for is a prescription of those. I mean, we could do a head-to-toe thing, but that would probably be better in person. And I don't know what I'd be asking for. And yeah, lifestyle is, I keep going back to that. I go back to it, but again, I'm not really much one that's much into the gym. Going to the gym, or at least working out at it. It's like, what else would you be doing then? No, just kidding. But I don't really play a lot of sports these days. You know what it's like getting older. Not that, some older people do. And it's not like we're that old either, right? We're similar in age, I do remember that. But I'm thinking it's still you here, Justin, but I'm not entirely sure. Somebody's still here. Um, but yeah, um, but I know there's one thing I'm slightly worried I might have, and if I mention that, he'll say, well, you'd have to come and get looked at in person, and I would suggest, and he works right next to the hospital, you would say, I would suggest um, going to the hospital as soon as possible. I don't drive. Going to the hospital, going to the dentist, neither is that fun. And this is where I become ambivalent. This is where I become ambivalent about life or death, and it's kind of like, I do and don't care, but I'd rather be comfortable at home and gaining knowledge about what I'm dealing with and seeing what I can do about it than being in the hospital or a doctor, Yeah, so anyway, the comments do seem to be displaying there. I'm just trying to get this to load so I can add something to the description of this video for those that see this after. And yes, I still have to pee, so I'm going to quickly do that, just so you know, and then I'll be back. Not knowing the problems is the worst. I do have some ideas, like, and I've done a little bit of research, but and I can continue to do more. It's just sometimes the visuals with things are a little bit hard to see, but it's kind of like, I guess I could ask him, what are your thoughts as far as like this is being so slow, as far as like what to do about neuropathy and anemia, the pre-diabetes. It's not the only thing. If it's in your genetics, as it is in mine, and and apparently it's actually the second form, I believe. I should know after a few months of learning. But that's not been the main only focus. But yeah, there's just less sugar. I don't feel like I do a lot of sugar anyway, other than in my coffee. Occasionally other stuff, but so Okay, here we go. Finally. So I kind of know. Maybe there's other stuff going on, but I don't feel that terrible that I think that there's more than the 2 or 3, aside from like my mental health stuff and just general aging. Okay, now I got it to put it in the description. Now I just want to save it and update it. Interestingly, it came back and it is showing the comments still. Sometimes it comes back and I can only reference them via the computer then. Oh, okay. Okay, just relax for a bit. See if he comes back. I'm still here. Oh, it didn't indicate it. I think he'll try to. Fortunately, I might be in my crawl if he doesn't do it soon, but yes, I'll be quick. Oddly, those comments that I put don't show there anyway. There's two of. Oh no, that's not a pill. Okay. Like, how far can that cord be? He just gave it to me last night. Whatever I do, don't bury the phone in the process. I'm gonna say this is why I'm asking for them. You know, for medical reasons, not just because. So. Oh my goodness, there's tons of crumbs there. Being able to take a joke is one thing that having these up high, they're still not in the way, but just having the back straight. I mean, that's the like it's got a bit of stability, but. I was not able to eat normal food and like on an IV, you know, truly I probably would have been missing some of the things that I could get from food. Is this it? No, it shouldn't be that buried. That's the headphones, I think. If I do, I don't want to hit the charger. Oh, I'm hoping it's Justin that's back, or at least somebody else cool. Are you cool? Are you too cool for school, and that's why you're not there? I'm not saying school's completely a bad thing, but who needs it, really? No, just kidding. Yeah, and that's where they're like, I know he said who cares about school once in this video. I don't want that to be taken out of context, but. Too cool for your school. Da 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 da. That'd be nice if they see that, you know, if they can see the channel name, which they likely can when they're browsing. I should remember, yeah, I can when I browse, so yeah. Why am I not able to, no, I don't want, okay. Pin that comment. But then, that word, I'm in it. Maybe I should just put it back there. What's it doing now? That other stupid. Just gotta shorten that up a little bit. Even though I'm trying to suggest the full thing. Just because it got a little further up and I want it to be seen. Which I could put that right there. Don't care. Okay, I can just press the screen to get rid of that. I'm trying to do some weird stuff. Tell me update that. That's what I don't need to use. Yeah, those weren't showing there anyway, and actually the ones that I just put weren't either. So, I mean, I can only do what I can do. I'm not sure why. I have it selected to all. I ain't. So, oh my goodness, it's 10:43 already. Holy smokes! Just as somebody tuned in. So I have a by phone doctor's appointment. It's not gonna. Okay, now those finally show up. Um, that was quoting one of my friend's comments. It was further up. But you know what? I think I. Yeah, try and contact them to put it again. Because if it just looks like me saying stuff, people may or may not say anything. Or may be like, oh, he's just putting his own comments there. So, okay, good. You saw my message to come back and put them for me. So that is great. I think I will delete them, perhaps. The ones that I put there. Yeah, I feel like I'm worried that I might not cover some important things in the appointment. Some people would say write it out first, but part of me thinks if I don't, I don't. I'm one that's always open to learning, and I'll figure out what I need to do to the best of my ability. That was the note first. This is the comment. Perfect timing. So I invite you to see the comment that was just put there with someone. I think the indicators are being slightly inaccurate, but come on, do my call, get it out of the road. But I'm glad I looked at these, and they look like they did on the thing, because that's vintage. Yeah, I don't want to pop into a video 2 days in a row just to say hi. Hope you're well. Can't stay. Rolling. Well, I'm a little bit curious how long she's been rolling for. 20 minutes only. That's all capitalized. It's fine. Capitalized. Should stand out. That's a stupid game, and that person that posted that, so I don't know. That's not great when he's 8 minutes late. Makes me not want to talk to him very much. I understand things run late sometimes. I guess maybe whether working from home or not, but I hope they don't call the other number. Well, this is the one I called from, and I think I gave it to them. And if they do, he'll answer it and say, call this one. So. The other person stayed while I was in the phone call. Okay, I accidentally typed a number, but I took a chance and got rid of it from the screen while waiting for this call that should have happened 9 minutes ago. Almost always, I don't have a lot of appointments with him. He's otherwise, well, it's accessible when we need to go in person. He's got the pharmacy right on me. There's one thing about having rectangular cords I feel a little bit mixed about. Just start to feel good if that subject. If it was on the table, I'd see it. It's quite a long-looking cord. Longer than what I need, but better than short. If it had been in the kitchen, even though I'm used to kind of stuff just being out there and blending in, I think I would have seen it. So I really think it is out here somewhere, but I know where. Well, I don't want to say that because then you might not get the appointment that he apparently needs. But I think you should ask his work, and that's what really should be said, is you should ask your work. Why do you need it? I think you said Thursday. Other than that, he doesn't need to know when I pick it up. They'll probably give you at least 2 to 5 days to pick things up, or they just hold things up. Who knows? The dentist, not looking forward to doing that either. And I can't find that card, which actually I would need unless I could just tell them. He's almost 15 minutes late. I almost want to complain about it. I don't know if he's been that late before. And maybe our times aren't lined up, matching quite. Maybe they're off of each other by 5 minutes. He's still 10 minutes late. Want to get this call done. There's still. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I should maybe try and do that myself. I've broken a few lately and it doesn't want to appear anymore. Print them here. Have I gotten a message saying that this isn't happening after all? Had to be canceled? Displays a number. Hello? Oh, hi. Good morning. I just, Happy New Year. I just wanted to call and kind of bring up that kind of around the holidays there, my um, I don't probably starting stages. I'm not sure, but neuropathy was really flaring up, and probably because of a deficiency, because I'm a bit of a picky eater in that. So I wanted to ask about getting a prescription for vitamins that would help with that, which I believe would be B12 and probably D. Um, I was a little bit curious also your thoughts on multivitamins, because kind of in browsing I haven't looked at a lot of details, but apparently some people don't suggest them, and I'm not sure. Okay.
Already have enough stuff. Your body just doesn't absorb them.
Sometimes that happens too. Yeah, yeah. Well, I heard that our coverage plan will cover it with a pharmacy prescription. Yeah. Now, I had a relative give me a few over the holidays, which actually did seem to help a bit, and I found out what they were, and I've never heard of the kind before. It's called Prairie Natural, and it was specifically D3, and they also gave me the information, and this sounds like a large number to me, but maybe it's not, 2,500 IU. So that or something similar might be helpful, since it seems like it was.
I do. Those are like,
Okay.
if you take more of it, it's not going to cause you to overdose, so it's just going to wind up in your urine. There's that.
Right. Yeah, they were pretty tiny, and I think they were a gel cap. I mean, I'm not particular, but I just noticed that it did seem to help. The other thing I noticed, which is I think part of the symptoms of what we're describing here, is that last night and a bit this morning, like my feet just felt extra kind of like hard and tight, and my fingers a little bit too. But that could have been the arthritis, which I guess might be in my feet. I think it's probably a combination of both. But I noticed it felt different than, and what I've been finding is that even if my feet aren't cold, and sometimes they're getting cold easier than other times, I have to wear socks like on the tile, and that seems to be good. But otherwise, my feet are just too sensitive. So, so yeah, it's been kind of noticing these different things, and yeah. So, but yeah, it did seem to clear up when I took those. So, I don't think it was a D3. Yeah, I think the D3 and the B12 would be the focus. Okay, but that can be improved, right? Like just as it gets used to taking them. Yeah, so I'd be interested in that. Now, two or 3 days ago, I knew where my coverage card is, but my spouse is on the same plan, and I think that name is on both the cards, so I think just, I know he's coming in on Thursday, so I might take along. And, yeah, I don't know if there's anything that has divine. Yeah, the one outside there. Oh, I mean, certainly used in the probably one by yeah. 8:30, a little bit later than usual. Oh, hoping I can get home here. Not like I'm going to be eating a ton in the next 30, 45 minutes, because then, well, it's not like I haven't had any coffee or sugar. So, yeah. Anyway, so if I'm not needing to have it before noon when I stop drinking coffee until the evening, then, I think there was somebody very briefly there right as I started that call. Actually, I'm pretty sure there was. But they didn't read the comments that were there. Okay, well, that went well enough. It definitely felt short, but I knew it would. He said normally 1,000 or 1,005 is plenty. He says it doesn't mean that you would overdose in it. It just means that it would, so. But I don't know if he just said that not to make me worry. This is completely wrapped up. Oh no, it's not. Woohoo! I don't know why I woohooed, but there you have it. I'll have that change some green onions on the thingamajig. Sure. Some people say errands out of caution. But I did already make, I forget what it was. Drugs. It may have been the Tarzan Jane thing I said. I'm not saying why he left. He left because my device did the thing it did, but oh, I said that maybe he's Jane. He's like, he didn't make an issue of me possibly feminizing him, so that's good. I feel like there was, and then I said I thought you called me a pancake, but I mean, basically I kind of feminized myself a couple times. He didn't seem to care, so therefore he's probably pretty open-minded. It seems like a lovely fella. Lovely fella, I tell ya. Okay, so I don't know if I said it in here. I don't know what that word means. Oh, okay, I see. And also, yeah, he didn't know why there'd be anybody saying. I said I didn't remember details, so he didn't ask me any, but I just thought maybe, I don't remember the details, I don't, but my guess might be that people might end up taking stuff they don't need to take, or aren't deficient in, which, kind of like vegetarian food. I thought that's the word, or like, I'm not necessarily talking vegetables, but like plant-based meat products, for instance. The people that, it's okay to be curious, but the people that don't eat actual meat, how about we save it for them? How about that, eh? So. Anyway. Or that it might just be too much for the system. Especially if you are absorbing it from foods and stuff. As far as not wanting to know why, just in case, you know. Well, but I haven't started taking those yet, in case he suggested that it would be a good idea to take them, but here's why you might not. Because I might focus on that more. You couldn't tell me because you never heard of that. Passing or browsing info. Just kind of editing some notes here, and I'm considering turning off the fan for a little bit. So, okay, so yes, we are back at it, back in action. I would love to find that charger though, because having it a bit longer, and also, I mean, we just got it last night. How far away can it be? You know. Now this seems like stuff that. So yeah, I like these, but I only need one or two at a time. As far as those types of vitamins go. Woo! You know, Doug stays with me most of the days. Next time I'm up, I'll bring this there, see what glue I can find, and maybe I'll try and do something with that too. But I think they were saying that lid and possibly even the base of that wouldn't be the thing to use. So I have to see what would be then. I don't understand why that wouldn't work. That'd be too flimsy. If I folded it, maybe. It actually is quite thick. Oh, that might be one of their partners. I just think it's interesting that the husband and wife look alike. No, I already got more. The only thing is that, well, it would flatten. Yeah, that could work. That could work. Okay, so. And we did watch some of that. He picked it. We've been watching it for weeks. But I guess he lives with me, so. And he knows that sometimes I've done it. Now, these I want to ask what this is about. I did mention it last time. I just can't decide whether I want to eat them or not. And it would be a good segue into asking that, and I'm not sure whether I want to or not. And then this, I like. They're new, really. Who knew? That show? No, it's not tall enough. It also reads backwards, so that might really not. I mean, I think you can probably tell what the top says, but if it reads backwards, it doesn't really matter how I try and show it on the screen. You have to be able to read backwards, and unless you worked at a restaurant where you have to write your name upside down, you probably wouldn't be able to. So, like, oh yeah, that's right, I work today at such a restaurant. Pitter patter, get out of here. still unsure whether I should call this place. Okay, like seriously, I know things sometimes can get to the bottom of a pile pretty quickly, but like seriously, and I should really be careful reaching in here since last time I got an injury. Basically, it was a plate that made a perfect break, and I want to repair it. And he's repaired a couple things recently, so I didn't really want to ask him. So I just put it somewhere where, you know, he wouldn't stumble upon it as easily, so that I can remember to do so. But I'm just going to quickly look on the counter, because if I don't have to keep looking, I'd rather not. Well, kind of, sort of. Oh. Oh. Bran. I should eat some bran since I don't have any vitamins to take right now. I have really good kind of cheese, curry, we did cook some stuff, and you know, just try to give him a thing. He knows he's noisy. So he knows if he doesn't take the thing, he's going to end up dead. No, I don't see it out there. It's just so hot. I want to see him old, every inch, every last one. Mr. Jones, I can deal with him. Yeah, so I used that up. I had a little bit oh, right, it's in the pan. I'll see that later because of the way I stacked it. We'll look at that later. Hope it doesn't crash because I can't keep all of it in holder. I guess I could if I put it in a document. I really should look back at that document in that writing project. Both of the ones that I've been kind of looking at, but especially the one. It was making some nice progress. And then I kind of, I think highlighting it will keep it in its spot, so that's good. It wasn't doing great. Even though I've been putting other stuff in there too, which I'll have to look through now later. Instead of two different documents, that it probably should. But no, that's definitely, the thing we didn't get rid of this. There's quite a bit, and even though it's probably near the bottom of the thing, it's not taking, even though it may have sounded like it, it's not taking that much kind of try to get it to come out. Ooh, and now I really got it flowing. Kirkland is kind of an odd brand for it. I think the first thing I heard of that was Kirkland was cases of water, so anything that's not that doesn't make sense. No, just kidding. It's interesting how I put this on and it folded underneath the piece. It's like both times I got it on weird, but you know what? Well, it's kind of holding on. Kind of loosey-goosey. Probably could be, yeah, it's a little loosey-goosey. It's not really preventing anything from, so I'll remember to do that and then maybe I have to tape it and give myself a bionic finger. Well, if he updates his browser or whatever and it still says it online, then That's okay, maybe he is. Or I'll just check anyway, because it's so great. So lovely. So lovely, I tell you, so lovely. I just can't figure this out. I just can't. Is this it? No, that's the same white cord I keep seeing, which is attached to these headphones. You're like, well, you can't tell me you don't have headphones now. Yeah, but if I can't charge my phone, I can't watch anyway. Like, what the? This is just so crazy, I tell you. Huh. Not behind this cushion, is it? I don't think so. I'm just looking for my new cord to plug in. I mean, it's plugged in. It's charging fine with the one that's in. The fact is, I have a new one. I will need it eventually. And where the heck is it? And like, how deep in the thralls of all this stuff on the couch can it be? You know, like I say, it's very strange. I don't think I wouldn't have put it, because I don't know much. I wouldn't have put it on that pile with the stuff. But this is something that I can get off of here and put back there once I take a quick look in here for something. But, and it wouldn't be there either. And it wasn't in the kitchen. It's out here somewhere. It definitely is. And I don't have to know where. Just because we just didn't have any way to recycle it at the time, and this can go for the records. We still got a bunch of coupons in here. Sugar that I don't want to burst. Money even. $20, not a lot, but it's not nothing. It ain't not nothing, I tell you that much. Should probably jam it all in here and keep it all together. We're not likely going to be using these A&W ones. That's right, I was going to leave them at the agency. Is there some of them too? One of them, two of them, three of them, four of them. I really don't know when I tossed all of these in here. But I'm happy that I used some of them. I wouldn't mind using a few more, maybe. Oh, 25. Anything else in here? I thought that was just a 20. That's right, you gave me a 5 or 2. So to the person that's just tuning in, I just have to very, 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 very briefly go into the other room and place a couple things in a couple places. And then I'll be back and we can talk about what... Okay, you left. But you may have, even if I didn't get that picture. Smart before. No, I mean, good luck, guys. No, good luck. Don't you have an intelligent conversation? No. The people that get along well with me, I'm not talking about them. You know that. And the other people, do better. It's not like I need to talk to everybody, but it's not like I don't get it. Oh. So, yeah, I checked that. I've got it on the comments selected proper, you know. And this one should be as well. So yeah, I'm still looking for my other charger. Once Crystal tunes in, I can mention this, and then, but the longer that goes, I'm starting to wonder if I should. This will probably, we finished up today. This is getting there, but I think we have some more in the closet up there. This, I'm going to have to give away to somebody. The seal's been broken, and I shouldn't have. I should have known if it probably looks like the front, but I wasn't sure. And I feel awkward giving it back to him. I'm not sure if I'd be able to find somebody else to give it to. He's not really prone to taking them. I don't know about our neighbor. I won't get into the details because we're 2 hours in and nobody's here. Otherwise, I feel like I would have some explaining to do. Explaining. The thing is not everybody needs vitamins either. That's the other part of it. We need to finish eating this popcorn. Well, I've been like never on past it. So I know it may have sounded weird, but you weren't here to hear it anyway, so. It's a bit of a trick, but I guess also as a pack. Easy going to the moves here, but I should probably plug this in. So after being on it and it being unplugged pretty much most of the evening the other day, possibly even most of the day, I don't remember, and through the night, it's still fully charged. It's amazing. Amazing, I tell you. So just doing some organizing and being very surprised, like I say, something that I got just yesterday, I can't find. And it's really annoying. Now this we have to watch because the dog will chew on it. He hasn't gotten too far along, but I do kind of remember him getting it. So it seems kind of decent out today, but I think in the next 2 or 3 days, it's no chance of. What's the number that the doctor called me from that I can redial? No. But it did display, and it caller ID would be showing that. Are they both just to start with the same number? Yeah, I think so. They start with the same 3 numbers. But they are different. Well, that's weird. Because then anybody could just call them at home. Well, maybe he had some fallouts over the holidays and some deaths, and he's not super social, and he's just really lonely, so he's like, I'll take it. You know, extra work, extra socializing. Maybe that's what he thought. Possible? I don't know. Some people would say that that wouldn't be good practice, but I suppose it's kind of understandable, right? More people get help with the medical issues then, so I don't know. I could be wrong. But we got 2 of you here, and I'm really happy to see that. And, yeah. I probably will heat up some pizza for lunch soon if you want me. Just kidding. but I probably will do that. And yeah. Okay, you both left. So I'm not going to give you any other, even if you ask for it. Unless you give me something. But I do want to get some of these to the fridge. Like this one's been kicking around. What's happened is a couple of them have fallen behind this couch cushion they like to slide. And then, or one of them wasn't very full, and I brought a cold one out this morning. But there's like a lot out in here, and there doesn't need to be. This one feels fairly cold. I'm going to keep that one here. That one's almost empty and feels fairly cold. And this is what organizing bottles of water looks like. No, I'm just kidding. I just explained it. I know it's a little. It doesn't happen very often. And I'm just going to put this one into this, so I can recycle the bottle. And this is today's cooking show. Just kidding. It's just the way I kind of said it. It's like, I'm going to pour a little bit of this into here, about a quarter cup. And we got 2 of you here, just in time for the next step, which might be adding pizza to it if we're going to stick on the food theme. What's this charged at now? 79? Okay. Very well might be then. I'd really rather it get fully charged, and I'd really rather keep it plugged in, which would mean that I'd have to go to the kitchen and, I could bring my laptop with me. That I could do, so that if you put any comments, I'll see them, but I might not, but it just won't be on the screen while I'm heating up my pizza, which wouldn't take very long anyway. But I could do that for you if you'd like. I was looking for... I have this open in a window. Is this it, or is this the one that I currently have? Anyway, so how's everybody doing today anyway? Oh, maybe I do only have it open once. Yeah, so this is kind of one of the things I wanted to do, was a bit of organizing while chatting and trying to find that charger. But like I say, I do have this one that works for now. We kind of did talk about the health stuff already. So now it's just kind of, talking about other lovely things and possibly suggesting some songs for me to do. And then I'll do them. And I'm really sorry if you are putting comments and I'm not seeing them. I mean, if they're not there, then that makes me think that, yeah. Let me just try and open this in another tab on the computer here. Just for while I'm doing this. I haven't got any song ideas from the radio, but it's been mostly country, not that I don't do country music as well, and it's not been super loud, and I've been distracted, so. Oh, that's interesting. Anyway, okay, so whoops. I appreciate you being here, though. Hopefully you are enjoying and being open to talking. It's My Life. That's a great channel name. Circus. It's a live circus act. I haven't seen some of that in ages, and people will say that that the animals aren't treated very well, and they aren't necessarily. I have to ask this guy something. I mean, it's a common Indian name, perhaps, but let me just check for a moment here. It'd be funny because he's wearing a scarf too. I don't know if this guy even speaks English. Just want to see.
लोग सब्सक्राइब तो डन करिए यहाँ पे तो रुक रही है कुछ लग रहा कम है आप जल्दी 750 हो जाए देन अपन स्टार्ट करते हैं होली सो
That didn't answer the question. He read some of what I said. I did hear that. And I think it was yesterday I didn't realize what his name was. And so I said that I was in Canada. And I think he said, well, I know that you're in Canada. But he didn't say. However, people can have more than one handle name. This isn't his photo. It doesn't mean he hasn't updated it. I've subscribed to him. Is he subscribed to me? I only know how to check that on the cell phone. I'm using it right now, so I'll try to remember that later. But in the meantime, I will let myself get majorly distracted.
No, Lucille is from Lebanon.
Lebanon? I like how she said Lebanon. She's from the Philippines. I've never heard it said that way, though. Taco flows? What the heck kind of Italian was that? They're like, hi, I just came from that one to this one. What are you saying about me? No. So great. Instead of the time she's just minding her own business, playing groovy as a garden, you have to have a BF. I want to run away, I want to run away, I want to run away. Weird comment. They were just kidding, but it didn't even make any sense. I mean, sometimes I try to understand, but I didn't even know where to begin with that one. Okay, I have, not that I feel old to be wearing slippers, but it does help when my feet are still a little bit cold in socks. I will say that. I used to wear those slip-ons, but then somebody gave me these for Christmas. Okay, yeah, here's the other one. Almost facing right at me. But it didn't process from the front of it that it was a slipper for some reason. So now that I'm slip-proof, I mean, if I'm not wanting to have coffee with it, truth be told, I'm not really ready to eat anything else yet, so I won't. I wish I knew what to do to stop these cushions from sliding, other than not sit on it. Now that ain't happening. Are people really that quick? Some of them, like somebody was there for a few seconds while I did that, and are they really thinking to themselves, he's just here talking about his cushion sliding on his couch? Boring! Like, do they really think that I've both been talking about that I'm going to talk about that this whole time? Why don't we do it just to piss them off? Just kidding. Just kidding. No, I'm laughing about it. Anyway. Too many things are open. I keep hoping that maybe I will see the Pope and he will grant my wishes. Okay, that was a silly song. I'm glad nobody heard it. You're probably like, hey, that's not kosher, that's not kosher. And I don't mean that in the dear sense. I mean that in the it's all good in the hood sense. Imagine if he said that. I mean, I know that there's other versions of, other ones, but like the who I would probably call, and I don't even know exactly how to refer to him, and this isn't all about the Pope, but the most popular Pope. Imagine if he said, it's all good in the hood. Because he wears something on his head. I can't remember what. I think it's a baseball cap. Just kidding. Sorry. People, this is gold. This is gems. Tune in and stay. I'm going to put these out there. Ugh. But first, let me get distracted again, because it's so fun. It's so fun to see which of my subscriptions are live. Some of them aren't really individuals. They're just music channels or news stations. Not that I watch a lot of it, but it's good to know what's going on every now and then, locally and in the world. Well, honestly, sometimes I'd rather not hear about either, to be honest. I mean, one of the stories I heard recently was about a cop who was basically dealing drugs to fellow cops and in general. I mean, talk about contradictory. Or should I say contraband? Baby, Asheville. Oh, that's right. I do have some things I'm trying to figure out over here. I do. I just want to take my time, not eat just because it's, technically it's not even noon yet. So, So yeah. Let's get technicolor. Just kidding. Yeah, so I was just gonna bring this up on here. Like I say, you're like, yeah, you were doing that 15 minutes ago too. I got distracted. But don't you go doing that now. You're meant to be here. I'll make it as worthwhile as I can for you, and I hope that you'll do the same. No pressure, but maybe just a little. For you, so, yeah, I'm just bringing this up on the computer just in case some of the comments don't display there. Because sometimes it seems to do that. And that's the best I can do. Any others that I'm not seeing? Don't know what's going on. So, but I am seeing 2 of you here, and I hope you're having a good day. Curious where you're watching from. If you're just starting your day, or wrapping it up soon, or struggling to sleep, and yeah, if you've been to the channel before, or how you came across it. In the meantime, I'm doing some organizing and actually kind of being productive with it, so I'm going to keep at it. And yeah, here to chat, here to do song requests, here to help, and yeah. You saying I need help? Don't we all? With something or other going on in our life? No, I've got it all figured out, thank you very much, bye. Just kidding. I've figured out all the secrets of life, I know all the answers. Hey, I never even claimed I did. Not even me, believe it or not. You're like, oh, we believe it. Just kidding. Anyway, don't mind me. But they were already, I believe, already gone, so. Already gone, feeling strong. Is that you? I think it is. I thinks it is. Methinks. So did I already look at all the ones in all of them? Each and every one of them? Other than browsing lives, but I'm doing this right now. Maybe after I do this, I will. At least do this for a little bit longer. Part of me wants to set my Guinness record. It would be early in the year, and then I'd have nothing to aim for. But I really do have a lot of dynamic to my voice. It is true. It is very, very true. But that's kind of my main focus. And yes, I am making things a little bit more cluttered as I move some things over to this corner, but I'll adjust it before G is sitting where I'm sitting now, and I'll be sitting here, but at the moment I can't. Which is weird, because there was some stuff on there, but I just needed a section of the cushion. Thankfully, I'm fairly slim and, average build. So, yeah. But at first I was like, how did I do it? Oh, right. Because it's like I didn't move that much stuff over here. Or did I? Okay, I need a root beer candy because nobody's here and I want to get drunk. Just kidding. Nobody's here for which to cheer. Nobody cheer for me. Nobody's here. I wish they were. I'd really like to see who it may be. If I know them, if I don't, maybe I will soon. Hurry, hurry, hurry up. I might get It's only a term I've known for the past couple of years. It might have more than one definition. It might. So, Anyway. Well, I'm going to be really annoyed if I can't find that chord. I can't fathom this. I can't manage. I can't go on if I can't find the chord. Possibly literally if this one stops working, but right now it's still good. I just have to make sure I don't bend it, and then it's, too much. And then it's good. So how's everybody doing today? There's been some people here. In fact, there was one person. Okay. I really want you to know this, though, because it says something, man. It says something. the exact words that I'm saying is what it says. And I'd like you to hear it, so where are you? If you didn't leave, let me know, because it looks like you came in for a few seconds and left. Watch. As soon as somebody comes in again, I'll start my spiel, and it'll turn out to be either someone I'm familiar with already, or this person, and they'll be like, yeah, didn't need to do all that. I already know what I did, or I already know you're cool. And I already know you're cool. Let's be cool together. It's the second time that song comes up, but again, another one. Oh, it's a bang, humbug. I've got so many things I have to look at on this device later, but I'm keeping certain things in certain places. I'm keeping this up to follow the chat. I might bring it over here in a moment to my lap, to the lap of luxury and luxuriousness. Is that a word? I don't know, but I like it, so I'm going to use it. Woo! Woo! Luxuriousness. Yeah! I know what these cookies are. I was just to take them out of the package, but then they're very silver. Quite a few in here, actually. So I don't know. And we just did this, so I think I'm going to get rid of this. Because honestly, I don't think it's that great. It's okay, but it's not great. Is that a segue? I don't know. But, it doesn't even say the in the city location, it just says all the different towns. I'm surprised there's not a few more of them actually listed there. That's kind of odd. There's definitely, in the province I'm in, just when I think I know of all the towns kind of outside of the city, I hear about, not often, but I do. I end up hearing about ones I never even knew existed. I've only been here 22, 21, 22, maybe at most 23 years. But always, in a kind of small radius. But still, you hear things, right? You hear things, you see things, you do things! Sigh. I wish this thing could live scroll. Although, I do. I feel mixed, and some people don't like it, so it's a matter of, do you know if they do? Or I guess maybe taking a chance to say, because, it's nothing wrong with popping in and say, hi, hope you're having a great day, hope you're well. Can't stay along on live streaming. Some people may say that's a nonchalant plug, and maybe it is, but I think it's also kind of giving some uplifting words and being honest, So ain't nothing wrong with that if you're asking me. And even if you're not, I'm telling you. I haven't said that phrase in ages, but I used to say it quite often. Apparently somebody was like, uplifting words and truth, not for me, bye. Not for me, not today. They may have thought nothing's going to help what I'm going through. And you never know until you open up a little bit, perhaps, talk about it, even with a stranger, and you might be surprised, Maybe it's just what you needed. And from that particular person, to put a smile on your face and feel better in your day. Just a thought. And by that particular person, I mean maybe me, if that wasn't obvious. But I can also play music if there's... Okay, you laugh. Which, I will say that it's true that it's... that radio seems really loud and I'm not ready to get up yet, so I'm just going to talk over it even though there's nobody here. And it feels like a waste of my energy. But, I remember what I want to say. I really would rather wait. Especially since we're this far in. Although I think early on in this, and if they've ever heard me say it before too, I did say you can skip ahead if you're bored to the next great content within. Some of these get so long, and yet there's still so many things to get to that I haven't yet. And there's some I have, I was surprised we watched it the other day because it was a very live streamy day. But yeah, I mean, it is true. I guess this is the only part of this I really want. But it's actually very sturdy and I might want to reuse it again. But it's true that I'd really rather say this when there's somebody here, as I already said. And if somebody is watching this back afterwards, again, I do suggest you skip ahead because I don't think I want to say it yet. Because I can't guarantee that you will be here 2.5 hours in. You know, if I could, if I seen it happen often enough, I'd say okay, maybe then. Whew. And you know, even if I do play some music in this and it picks up the radio and doesn't monetize it, I mean, I didn't select it to anyway, so I mean, you know, lots of people post covers. That's kind of what I want to get at in a moment when somebody tunes in. So hurry up. There's a bit more on that one, yeah. I mean, I did as best as I could with that friend that was here earlier. When it conked, I came into the comments really quickly and let him know what happened. You know, I thought he might stick around, but maybe he wasn't looking at the comments. He was just watching the video screen and doing something else and waiting for it to come back. And it never did, and he maybe didn't notice that those comments were there. You know, but I am hoping he might, you know, may still have it open. Well, if he does, then he's hearing it. Unless it's being slow on his end. But that he might look at his notifications or whatever and see that I'm there and say, and it says he's still alive. I wonder if that's accurate. And then he'll come in and I'll be like, playing dead. You know. Being morbid as I sometimes am. Just kidding. Well, I wouldn't actually, I don't know, even though they have passed away to heaven, I wouldn't necessarily say talking about angels is morbid. Because they show how very alive they can still be in a different way. And I know, like, it feels like, well, why couldn't they just be? Because that's not what their journey in life was meant to be, is all the best answer I can give. You know? They have to transition somehow. But at least there's still something. Just trying to get the last little bit out of this. I am a little bit hungry, though. I am. And we're at 90-something%. Yeah, do I want to set the Guinness record? So what if I do? What if I want to set the Guinness record for doing it more than once? The longest live stream I've ever done. Well, it'd be my own record. I guess I'd have to beat somebody else's record, and I'm not sure what the longest one could be. Last year, it seemed like it couldn't be any longer than 12, and that wasn't me, that was somebody else. And it was two girls doing art and chatting, and who knows what else. 12 hours, I'm sure there was a few other things. I almost remember asking, but, you know, but then I looked back later and either could find it, because maybe it decided it wasn't postable. I don't know. I've seen some 7-hour ones, though, that are. So if I'm aiming for 8 hours, I mean, sometimes I do have that in a day, and that's about how long you work. So if I started when you left, as I sometimes do, and I kept rolling until he got home, and I think I did start when he left, but he hasn't only left 2 hours ago, has he? 11:50? No, that's right. No, I did. It was about an hour later. So, I mean, I don't necessarily win anything, but it'd be interesting, you know. And then, like I said, I can do it as many times as I want this year, and that's fine. can set other records for myself of achieving some things that I've been, yeah. I think that would be a way to put it. So. Or pick their notes all in one stream. All at the same time. I really should put a new Band-Aid on that. It's still pretty fresh. So, yeah, even though, lots of people play instruments and music, I've got my own styling, and not everybody does. So not only is this... Like, by the way, yeah, I think you can go back and watch the musician I was watching. Because you're just bragging about your musicality. No, I was just making a statement, but maybe a little. Maybe a little. My musicality mentality? Yeah, but it's got that word, nah. And that's why, whatchamacallit has stigma. And there's other reasons too, but, and that's something that I'm always wanting to try and curb, as far as the stigma that some people have around mental health. I mean, sometimes there's good reason, but everybody's an individual, and even though there can be similarities, each person has their disorders, not everybody agrees, basically what I'm trying to say. But anyway, I am not hesitant to talk about mental health because there's a couple conditions that I'm not as readily to talk about, I guess would be a way to put it. But right now I'm, this is not also maybe the best way to put it, but suffering from a slight desire to get my pizza. And put that there and possibly get my other Band-Aid. But I don't want to noodle around with having to plug this back in. So if I was doing that and unplugging it, then I'd have to just keep it unplugged and only roll until at least it keeps it when it dies. I'm so glad, because I was like an hour in. And I thought it was charging. Maybe it was for a while. And then, yeah. But, well, the thing is, I can put that on top of the coffee maker, because I'd be using the microwave. It's not like I'm carrying that much back out with me. I just wouldn't want to forget it there. But sometimes gravity is delayed. It's like something can be sitting somewhere for a while and not fall, and then suddenly it falls. I wouldn't want to take the chance. I'd feel fine about putting it on top of the laptop, on top of the laptop, on top of the microwave, but I'm going to be using the microwave, and I'm worried about the waves. Microwaves, right. What is it with an R? Anyway, getting into the laptop somehow. And there's just too much stuff and on the counter. I don't know if there's any less stuff on the couch after doing a bit of organizing, I'll tell you that much. But I still have not found that adapter. This is plugged in, but it's really weird. Like, I don't think I want to share the room with him because, when that comes up, he's going to be like, oh, I lost it already? Yeah, and I can't figure out how or why. I think somebody's playing a head game with me up above. And he'd say, highly unlikely. I said, what? I've shown you what the angels can do. You felt that it was real, so why not? But they don't usually do that. And honestly, I don't think mine would do that. Although, if I was going to guess any, I might say JP or Colton or possibly Jason. Maybe Clark. Maybe one or two I'm not thinking of. Josh, maybe. Oh my gosh, seriously? or is this just something I'm hoping to pursue? I can usually tell the difference. So if I was to do this, I would hopefully be able to tell, because I thought I heard all of the above. And if that's the case, G will say, well, just tell them to stop it and put it there. I paid $2 for that thing. $2 huge dollars. No, but no, I'm glad he got it for me. I really am. But it's just so strange. But here's another chopstick. Is there anything in it? Yep. But I didn't even know what. Well, that's the thing. Anyway. Anywho. I mean, seriously. But it is interesting. Here's a couple more. Do they have anything in them? Ah, okay, that fell. Did it come out? No. Surprisingly not, even when it got hooked up. Tripod thing. I didn't even swipe it normal. I didn't even do what I normally do to come back on the screen, and it's back. I'm back. This thing is being wobbly. I'm not leaning on it right now because I don't feel like battling with it. So I'll put it here, next to the other thing. No, not really anything in that one. See? That one's pretty... That one may have been the one I just had. Oh, no, that one's over there. Okay, so, okay. Is there a place that I have a shortage? Yeah, that one I just brought down. This one's a bit... But it's true, though, that, like, oh, there's the McDonald's card that I thought was in my wallet. So... You know, and it is making me wonder, were they doing it? Because this was on the top not that long ago. And I could say the couch cushions move, but that would be more like it would be along the back. It's kind of in between these further cushions. So, yeah. Okay, so these ones are both empty or no? That one, yes. This one, no. That blue one over here, pretty much, I think. No, I'm gonna try and get a bit more out of that. Okay, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Bring some stuff to the kitchen so I don't have to keep holding on to it. And I should go get the dog downstairs too. He's not downstairs, but I should get him and bring him downstairs. Yeah, I really should get the dog, but he's just gonna, well, maybe I should. If I'm moving around, he might just think I'm talking to myself, which at the moment I am. But then if anybody comes in and I start talking to them, I don't want him to start interrupting us, being noisy. These are all the things I want to talk about. This is the thing I'm not sure I want to talk about. This is lotion I'm probably going to need while talking about those things that I do or don't want to talk about. Yeah, it's probably because I did that thing. Okay, so maybe I've seen what the results of adults, no, that's a band. Maybe I've seen what that brings, and it's just so hard as a human. But you know what? Sometimes I'm noticing attractions and not doing anything other than thinking they're hot. Or maybe giving them a compliment. So, I mean, and I've always had mixed feelings about that, and I know, like, one of the things, and that was probably included in it, that JP, my friend, said is he made it to heaven, and he was pretty wild. And I don't think I'd really call myself wild. I just eat bits of popcorn and go. No, seriously, yeah, it possibly was only been there a couple of days, I think, because even though that's been sitting there for a while, it's mostly been sitting there, but I brought it to the couch a couple of times. I can't handle the whole pieces. They're too hard on the teeth. So, yeah, I'm more and more starting to think that JP might have something had something to do with it, I'll tell you that much. And it'd be nice if he had something to do with making it show up, too. Hi, Roger. Roger that. And Roger this. I'm going to say, I tell you the couch, don't you notice? It's like I think, no, you moved more there and more there. I would say I noticed that. No, but seriously, I have moved some stuff out there and some stuff out there, and I've even gotten rid of a few things in the recycling. Who was it that was watching once that said they had holding difficulties? I almost think I remember who, but I'm thinking I don't know why I would say it doesn't make sense. It's a little on the younger side, and he's from Bangladesh. Doesn't necessarily mean that he doesn't have hoarding tendencies. I wish I could remember who that was. That was like just a few days ago. And I feel like it was a guy, and I don't think it was Justin. Mike hasn't really said that much, or Raymond. It wasn't Colton. It wasn't Brock, because he didn't stick around very long. No, it wasn't Devin. I'm pretty sure. I think it was Blue Man. I think it was. And I really need to know, so chop chop. While I'm doing this, I probably, even though it might move it around a lot, I probably should keep this covered. Okay, is there no do I just have to put it back, or did I open? I think I opened a new one. Some people might say live this many hours ago and think, oh, it probably still isn't. Wow, they're wrong, I'll tell you that much right now. And the one at the very top, these are In Heavenly Eyes music. And I did bring this window up, this tab up just a few minutes ago, I think. I would have had lots of time without anybody being here to have went and done the other things I was going to do. It's just my hand moving on the screen, I see. He's not playing the drums now, though, so. Okay, I'll play a little bit. Yeah, see, that was an example. Now he's playing drums again. That was an example. I think he stopped a bit, and I was just a little late in getting it. That was an example, though, where I feel like I told myself that.
Hello, guys. Good morning. Welcome.
I told myself that it wasn't, but might be. And I still don't know if it is, and I kind of don't want to think that it is, because, like I say, then the easy response would be to say, okay, well, help me find it then. But yeah. So hopefully everybody's doing well today. We had a bit of a quiet patch after some activity, and I'm ready for some more great conversations, some song requests. I'm just looking at, okay. Like, you're ready for me to engage when I just wanted to watch? No, not gonna happen, sorry. And why not, really, though? Is it that hard? No. Anyway. Feels like it's been a little bit longer than this, but we're getting close to 3 hours, so how much longer do I mean, yeah. This guy looks like he plays music, but so does this one. But it sounds like it's very unique stuff. Oh yeah, I remember him. Okay, I thought that was a lower leg tattoo or bracelet, but it was just the bottom outline of the video. I remember he did once stop and look at the comments and say a little bit, but he seems both a little bit quiet and like English isn't his main language. That's weird. I clicked that one and then it bolded. And that's always bolded, but I didn't notice that before. And he seems to be one that plays instrumental guitar, rhythm, I guess, lead and stuff. And so I'm not going to get ideas from that because I don't. But I do play guitar. So and I don't really play guitar in a fancy way. It's more my vocals, and even that, it depends on the song and it depends when I do it. You know, quite honestly, I mean, in a fancy way, it's more my vocal. I mean, I'm not going to say I don't have my own style, but I'd be curious for someone to define it. But again, some songs I probably do pretty much sounding like the original, and you know, it would just be like, probably, I think, maybe people would likely say, pretty darn good. But if I was to do like some vocal stuff, you know, nothing too over the top, but some vocal stuff, I wonder how people would. I once had somebody say I have a jazzy voice, and I could see that. When I get a little raspy, Smoky J's. But most is good that I brought these to the top because I definitely want to send, not, you know, yeah. Maybe if you're, I don't know. I don't want to wait forever. I don't want to really wait until the weekend. He is off on Thursday. Maybe Thursday will be a better day, which is the 8th, and 7 is just before that. Yes, Thursday it is. So I'm going to put this stuff to get it off the couch. Maybe this, or the other one that I think is over there. I'm going to put this stuff with my stuff. For, your phone, you don't need it when you're in there. If you do, he's got a phone, he can write something out. Here, I need something. And I don't leave with this one because I don't go out very often. I'm worried that if I do, I won't get back on my Wi-Fi, and it drops so fast, like I say. And if I can't get onto someone else's, because it's not on network, like if I can't get onto a Wi-Fi when I'm out and about, then it's nice that he has the data option. But that's not tomorrow, that's Thursday. But once we've discussed it, then we have the idea of the plan in place, so. I'm a smidgen hungry. It's also kind of like I'm a smidgen tired and not really an appetite for eating. And again, my feet aren't that cold. I wonder if I should open the door for a moment. I might just do that. Yes, but just, you know, it's the closest to where I'm sitting. Okay, lots of snow, lots of cars there. At a 12-ish, is it? I think it's about 12-ish on a Tuesday. Must be a funeral already. And then, yeah, lots of snow. I don't remember seeing that much snow on the deck other winters, but there's usually a lot in that tree. But just to get my feet cold so I can put my socks on so I can go to the kitchen, stand on the tile and heat up my pizza, get my pizza warm, and I'm not sure what else. But it could potentially be noisy. out there, so I don't really, it's already kind of working. I don't really want to, um, um, yeah, it'd be great to show the front of that, but, and it's a 60, well, that's on the other side of it. So if it's in the middle, I'm stuck. No thanks. I did touch both, I did, but only briefly. So it's double intentional and discount. That's what my mind's telling me, okay? There's the phone. Oh, and it's flashing. It's flashing. I haven't seen this phone in 2 or 3 days. This one has a really good battery. If I was to put one of my phones in on a network again, like when I can afford to do it and I'm not home as much, I would say this one, you know. Wouldn't be probably that hard, even though it's old. Because, yeah, I haven't seen this one. This was my initial phone, then got this one from a donation center. So this one I've had for a number of years. I think I've had it longer than he thinks I've had it, but and it's maintained. It's the same one as the tablet, which I keep forgetting. I've moved over here a couple days ago. It's maintained its charge for like that 2 or 3 days. It's at lucky 7%. Speaking of that number, but that doesn't work in that one, unfortunately. I checked that. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Anyway, I could eat for a little bit of comfort because I've been so lonely for the past hour-ish, and stressed in the uncertainties of, you know, what's going to come to me this year, what's not, what kind of struggles I may have. You know, it's one thing to just think, well, just hope that you won't, and do things to try and make it that you won't. But even doing those two things, I feel like it's not a guarantee. So, but hopefully, you know, we're all trying to bring goodness into each other's lives as much as we can. I said it really nicely in my video just the other day, which was only 55 minutes long, and I think it was at like the 30 or 40 minute mark. There was somebody briefly here, I don't know if they're still here, but I'm at 2 hours and 50 now, so I'm thinking that might not likely be heard otherwise, but Sorry, no, I'm just thinking a thought in my head if I was to wear that hat. I'm thinking a thought in my head even if I wasn't. I'm just always thinking thoughts. And they're not always even in my head. Aren't you lucky? Aren't you lucky for that? Just kidding. But yeah, so I'd love to do some singing for you. I need some ideas. And then, yeah, you can tell me what you think of my style. Okay, you left. I can tell you what I think of your style for doing that. Just kidding. That is just absolutely... I want to think of, for this other cushion, something interesting to do in the sorting process. But I fairly highly doubt that what I'm looking for is there. I do remember... Lots of people have lots of interesting things stuck on their couch, but I probably have some pretty unique things. I do remember, though, that I had thought about plugging it in. I don't know if that other adapter over there is tighter, and I'd really like to be able to plug it straight. But I thought about plugging it in, but I said there's not really a spot there. I just pushed that thing down, and it doesn't look like it. Okay. I don't think I brought it upstairs. Why would I have done that? Why? I tell you why. No, tell me why. I put that in the trailer recently. No, I don't think I would have. I'll just have to have another brand cookie then. Since I don't have one to accept the things I can't change. Okay, I'm going to go upstairs briefly. Moment. Try not to be long. still want to do that. But maybe I'll try and bring the food downstairs. I don't know if you can say that's racist. Oh, it's not watching something that you I'm never know why I thought it was racist. You make that water this time, or you tell me what? I don't know what. Man. You know, the acid baking is doesn't look like it's baking, but yeah, really live. You can get yourself right over, not paying attention as someone. Oh, I forgot to get that glue. I just don't want the dog to get it. I'll put the sharp side in. Because it is. Oh, and I forgot to get my Band-Aid. But that will probably remind me next time I'm up, so I'll just have to be careful. Okay. And now for the pizza eating portion of the day. Oh, right. And it's not just as easy as that, folks. First of all, where is the syrup? Because there's bacon on there and I would like it mapley. I would like it mapley. And I put it in here, I thought. Oh yeah, there it is. Oh yeah, there it is, baby. Well, what I often feel about this particular pizza place, and he was open to trying a new place. But yeah, that was too long a wait. But late in the evening, I think it was a Saturday or Sunday? Or was it Monday? One of those three. I think it was the weekend. We were eating it into Monday. Today's Tuesday. Where I'm at anyway. I do want to use that up though. And that could be like cheese bread on the side. I'm almost craving some of this now. It's so good. So good. But I was going to have it for dinner. I'll take a little bit. Yeah, I guess it could be interesting, a little bit unique, because I'm used to having it with tomato sauce. So I think I will save that for then. And I got everything else out that I'm going to use. I do also have that, but I need to use up this first. And that I don't know, and this I don't know. And this was from the holidays. If it's still good, eat it. I don't know, that stuff is probably got a pretty good shelf life. But there is some stuff that's really got me back here. Now I'm organizing the fridge. Wasn't my intent, but that's what I'm doing. These those corns, or what is this? Okay, that hasn't been that long ago. There's another piece of pizza way back here that is interestingly curled. There's some garlic. I should do something with. Maybe make it more garlicky tonight. That would be nice. There's some marmalade. And you're like, and I'm homeless and you're bragging. Just kidding. We have a lot of butter and margarine right now. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, we got 2 people here as I'm looking through the fridge. Welcome to lunchtime. And chat. And you're like, no, I ate. I'm good. You know, seriously, some people might be like that. Some people would say it jokingly. Some people wouldn't say it at all. And then some people are like, oh, if this is just eating, I don't like people. They could also be saying I don't like people who are just eating, but some people don't care. And then the others are going to be like, oh, I already ate. Well, this was way at the back. Even though it's olive oil, I wouldn't necessarily say it's vegan. I don't like the brand name. I'm not seeing a date, which is kind of disturbing. I need to put more in there because we just emptied it recently and put some stuff there before I put coffee grounds in it or whatever. So, all that said, there's the salt. Nom, nom, nom. If I fall asleep, I fall asleep. If I fall asleep later, even if I don't fall asleep, I really do. If I don't fall asleep later, I really do a nap. Now, speaking of after nap, I usually have one though. If I was having coffee, I'd say I'd have those because I was going to leave coffee nap. So crunchy. I'll have half of that, half of a cookie, half of a Wookie. Like, no, still saying he's lying. This is a new tab I just opened. Maybe he still is. Oh, he is. How cool. They is. I don't even say that actually. I just say I is. Hi. Sorry. Was I ignoring you? How mean of me, eh? Oh. I also kind of want to remember to bring down rather another lotion perhaps. So I'll put this there to remember. Yeah, it doesn't look like it, but I can actually show footage before the 2:45 mark that shows that I have been tidying. I mean, there's that one, but I don't know if I want to use that. Unless I say, oh, so many great things have been happening, I'm crying with delight. I mean, some has, but I don't like things are going so right now. Using a lot of this, I'm surprised I didn't much of that left. Very garlicky, these 2 meals today. Actually, maybe too much, though. Maybe I should just use regular. And maybe not pick it up with my hands like a goof. Maybe. I don't know. Possibly. I don't know. Maybe. Now, this is good for snacks, but I'm going to have a bit tossed in the bowl. Because they say a handful of nuts a day. Just kidding. Keeps the doctor away. But not in the form of commenters. Not even in here anyway, so it's all good. All good in the heaven. On the western front. Like this one, that side could be a little bit. It's okay if there's a soft side. I kind of do want to save this last piece. And if I'm only having one piece, then what's up with that, eh? Maybe it's like that was confused. Greece's name is really speak Greek? Yeah, for sure. Because the country isn't called Greek. It's called Greece. always thought these little pizza tables are so cute. See how long it takes me to get that cluttered up. Probably not very long since it's so tiny, right? But no, and I've looked on the table too, like it's not there, and I can't figure it out. Which I don't know about that, because some of the stuff wasn't there earlier. And I can see. Because I have eyes, you know. Okay, get those few numbers. Oh, really now? Really now? I hear JP St. Colton and the others that he might be with. Should he tell them, or should they tell them, or should he? They go to my visual. And what I sense is that one of them said, hey, you wanted a sense of purpose. We'll eventually help you find it. But you wanted a sense of purpose. You wanted to organize. You both feel like that would be a good thing this year. And he's like, okay, I'm starting to feel a bit better about you misplacing it in less than a day. You know? And so, you know, we're getting you to do that. He'll probably say, that was muscle rub. He'll probably say that was muscle rub. What were they waiting for, though? Well, you know, I also have to be in the motel. I also have to not be distracted. I also have to have the energy and be not, you know, in the time, although that's not usually something I'm short of. And, you know, I know that I can do it, but I know that sometimes it's a difficult process for me to do. Some people probably might not get that because it's not for them, but I'm sure that sometimes it is. And I don't know, it's just more enjoyable to do things that are more enjoyable. You know what I mean? Now, if I keep this any longer, it will get too crispy, so I have to... Now, I was going to take some of the syrup off of this, but I think it dried on too much anyway. Now, the nuts, I don't really need to warm them, but they're kind of in there. Unless I warm this on that plate, might not... Ooh, hello, that's hot. Also because it got on that cut, which I really should cover. I did have a Band-Aid on it, but it came off. Okay, so I'm going to do this and this. Pop it in the microwave. Well, I do have that, so I'm thinking no, but soon I'll use this. I don't think it'd be good in a salad. I don't know what I'd use. Probably on one of these other pizzas, maybe? Is it? If it's Swiss and it has no holes, I don't trust that kind of thing. It is Swiss. Swiss slices that don't look like they have holes. The other kind that we often buy doesn't seem to have very many either, and I've often thought that was weird, but that's not Swiss. I'm sorry. Knock off. Knock it off. Could have had the real thing, but I got the knockoff. Shooby-dooby-doo-doo, shooby-dooby-doo-doo. This is a perfect temperature. It wasn't in that long, and that's why it's perfect. It's actually kind of interesting because I got this from a place that makes me think of one of my angels, and it's a sauce, and it says no more hoarding packets. I mean, yeah, I've been holding on to sugar. So I took extra sugars from a place recently, and I've not. I kind of made it kind of. I'm still gonna take some, I think. I hadn't used them all, so I tossed them in my bag, and I still have them. See, I'm thinking, because I like to make salad. I mean, I like to make, well, salad too. I like to make pasta a bit more interesting sometimes. I like how I did the sauce, garlic mayo, but, well, and I was going to actually put a bit more garlic in it because it was just garlic butter, I think. And that ground stuff. So, but I'm used to having that in there. I kind of like to have it with a salad. It'll be like a taco salad pasta thing. Because I did mention earlier, I'm on a crazy, right? No, I mean, pasta and salad you usually have. You might have beef in your salad, so it's actually not that odd. I feel like I don't do it that often, and I've really got to keep plugging away at that what do you call it? Unfortunately, it didn't melt the cheese. I'm tempted to put, although it's already hot. It's already very hot. Otherwise, I'd put a bit of cheese on top of that too and melt that on there to stay there. Because that's paneer is a type of cheese, I believe, but doesn't melt very quickly. And then if you cook it, maybe that's part of it. I want to watch some live streams, man. I mean, it's not frozen pizza, so part of me feels like it doesn't really need and then there's that much on it, other than maybe a dip to make it good, but it's still not. That's not the best. 2 or 3 eggs old too. Technically, I would think that, what do they call this stuff? Ceramic or whatever it is? Whatever a lot of plates are made of? Well, no, it wouldn't be cement, but it would be similar, I would think. But then I don't know if it would be able to be heatable again. I don't know if it would really be able to be eaten on, very likely. So it's possible that, it's better to maybe repair those kind of things when there's something that, I don't often eat pizza like this, but it's kind of flimsy. I don't know why. Nothing that fancy, but there you have it. Something a favorite piece. A favorite item that you want to keep even if you don't use it. We do have others like this in the set. It's just, I like the plates. I like the plates. And we do have matching bowls, I think, but not in the house. I feel like they're in the garage for some reason. Could be the top towns. They couldn't put them all, and it would make people think to look on Google and take a road trip. Possibly. We got 2 of you here. Welcome to this trip. Just kidding. I'm going to have to reload chat because it looks like it timed out for some weird reason on this device, but on here it might be fine. Just having a quick lunch. That's really good. If he's like, you didn't feed us, you didn't feed us. No, just to me, differently. That's could have something. I wouldn't be, maybe I wouldn't do that. Well, I don't know, I think Dylan did that. Dylan became a bit more wild. Speaking about Clark, became a bit more, level. But maybe it was just in that context. I mean, there's lots of hyper people, and even with the people he spoke with, he is. Oh, really? Yeah, but that, we wanted to get to him. He said just last night, we don't want to say that. Obviously, he said something, and fucking fuck it. That's not the Dylan I mean, but, you know. Some of them, because it seemed like they would just come in and just say quick hi and a quick bye. There were flashers at the top. JP, Jason, and Colton just went, we flashed our tops. I wish that was in person. He's like, it is, we're right here with you, don't you know? Yeah, but you know what I mean. As you mean what we know. Now that sounded like Clark. Hi, Chumbly. Oh, thank the Lord I have some company. It's been too quiet here. So we've got Clark, we've got JP, we've got Jason, we've got Colton. Who else do we got? The other Colton, perhaps? Or anybody else? Well, I think we do have the other Colton, actually. Just kidding. Somebody should be on their lunch break, at least. One or two of them, I think, might be in person a little more social anxious than the other. And be more ones that would just look at their phones on their lunch and eat. So why aren't they looking? Some people maybe doesn't want to look at you. You don't know these people like I know these people. It's one of their favorite things to do. One of my favorite things to do in some ways too. That matters. Anyway. Look at that. Oh, I'm getting so rowdy. I'm getting so rowdy, hey son? Keep them in line over there. Maybe I know what I could do. I know what I could do. Because I seemed to have quite a bit of time the other day. Here's what I'm going to do. Drop the phone. Good stuff, eh? Lots of fun. Lots of fun to be had. How'd you like that little trip? This is how I would navigate to it. So yeah, just kind of having a bit of a slow moment, but we can certainly chat. I can certainly do music if you request anything. I can certainly put the dog out to bark to the kids from the nearby school as they're on their lunch hour. And you could certainly not have laughed like you just did. Drive through the British countryside. I didn't see that one before. What's up about Hannah? And finding Hannah, because it seems like it would fit the... I forget what it was about. It was in that news thing. So yeah, can chat, can sing, can do both at the same time because I'm talented. Actually, that is a technique that kind of works sometimes. And these castles made sail. That's another Bee Gees song though. I don't remember. He did a couple of originals. Considering that it sometimes dies even when it's at a fairly decent charge, I'm hesitant. I'm not watching this video at all. I want to, but I'm not. Okay, and now unfortunately we're back without visual to the audio. Put audio to the visual, so I'm going to wrap up and possibly roll again.